Rauta Beyond Part 18 in Ghost of Tsushima. This will be a short session, but I guess I just figure I wanna keep the game going on streams despite being shorter or longer sessions, so let's stick to the plan and see how it goes today. So this is how you wanna cross the rivers without your horse if he or she isn't willing to do it for you or with you. Hello and welcome to the stream.
何事だ。
アルタンが来たんだよ。おかげでこのざまだ。
Today's stream will be a short one, so let's make it count.
許してはおけぬ。必ず成敗しよう。
殺すしか能がないくせに。
民を守るが我らの務め。アルタンにも思い知らせてやる。
それはあんたの務めだろ。ユナはどうなのさ。野党に誇りなんてない。どうにかするから約束だ。約束なんて信じられないね。あんたのことも。馬のところに行こう。
罠に飛び入るようなものだぞ。
でも位置には借りがあるんだ。
我らの狙いはアルタンだ。何があったにせよ心をとらわれるな。
何も知らないくせに。位置と会ったのはマムシの集落。あの子も芸人だ。それからはいい姉貴分さ。面倒もよく見てくれて。逃げ出したのもイチの案。
イチが選んだことだ。仮ではない。
まだ続きがある。3人で逃げようって約束して一斉に走り出した矢先にイチが悲鳴を上げたんだ。でも助けなかった。あの子を見捨てたのさ。命の恩人をね。
己を責めるな。マムシの兄弟に挑んだとしてもなぶり殺されておっただけだ。
逃げるが勝ちだったってこと？
しかも子供だ。 逃げねば生きられぬ時もある。後ろめたさを引きずるな。過去の話だ。アルタンとの戦いで枷になる。
そんなこと言われずとも分かってる。来て。いける？ここだ。
抜かるな。アルタンの兵の数すらわからんぞ。
どこかに隠れてるかもね。
おい、うどく。
Oh, hello, Vladimir. Didn't even notice you popping in. I was so focused on assassinating the enemy. How are you doing, man?
アルタン、いつまで逃げて回るつもりだ。
ジン、誰か来る。
So what have you been up to? Weekend and all. Doing anything cool?
あいつだ。
アルタン、
手下を引き連れやがって。
アルタン、数々の所業を悔やむがいい。
Alright, any good ones? Any good movies?
マムシの兄弟の
I've been
黒い
watching
も
more
裏切り
movies
者だ。
lately as well, rather than series, which I usually prefer.
黙れ。ざれ言はしまいだ。
Alright, I think we're gonna see some brutal action right about now. Starts like a duel, but let's see if this turns actually a ghost slaughter. We'll see. And there you go. Merciless killing. No damage taken. That's how it's done, my friends. Il Traditore. Sounds like interesting movie. I like mafia movies. I was watching Moneyball today. That's a really interesting topic about baseball, but I like Brad Pitt a lot, so actually pretty interesting. Halfway through, I just decided to put it on pause, so I can actually do a little bit gaming today as well.
あんたの行いもその訳もわからない奴らがいる。
だが、下道に落ちてはおらぬか。
落ちてても、あんたには正義があるよ。
So, much like I mentioned earlier in the stream, this is gonna be a short one, so I won't be playing for a long time today. That means barely an hour in total, because I'm gonna get to bed early on in order to get some proper sleep before tomorrow's work day, and bench pressing. Yes, Jorga, who wouldn't? Mesrine. Oh, well, gotta say, that doesn't ring any bells. Alright, this sounds like a real combat, so I guess just switch to samurai clan armor. Oops. Oh, Jacques Mesrine. Oh, that sounds very interesting as well. Was it any good? The movie, I mean. Alright, gotta watch it someday then, if it's that good. Cool effect, by the way. I didn't know this earlier. Now that I was been crawling under the house, this samurai outfit is very, very muddy. I didn't pay attention to that detail earlier. And now I accidentally killed a horse. Oh, my bad. or like we say in Finland, when you kill a horse, that you make it into a kind of a horse flesh sausage. Meatwurst. But yeah, the movies I've been watching lately haven't been that good, like the last Rambo movie. I mean, it wasn't anyway comparable to other Rambo movies, which was a shame. The latest Predator movie, Terminator movie also crappy. Another Lisbeth Salander movie, you know, the Swedish thrillers, not good. So I've been mostly watching movies that aren't even good, or rather mediocre. Kind of a waste of time. Well, yeah, Predator 1 and Predator 2 are good ones. Especially the first Predator, but this latest one it was Terminator, anyway. Wasn't good. But I guess that's kind of what's bound to happen when you don't have good directors who don't understand what made the original film good. Alright, we're pretty much covered the southern parts of this. I'm still wondering what the hell is that last part being not liberated on this map. Probably something to do with this area. Anyhow, focus is now here, and it seems most parts are already done in the southern area. So, might just, well, go there. Yeah, game remasters and remakes are a topic which could be talked about for hours and hours. It's interesting, like how many old games, like from previous generation, like that is, I mean the current generation, PS4, Xbox One, and the previous generation, PS3 and Xbox 360, not to mention even ones before that, are now made into this new generation of gaming consoles. It's gonna be very, very interesting. For example, now they released the original, not the original from the 80s, that Prince of Persia, but the first console game, Sands of Time, which I remember enjoyed on Xbox. The first one, around 2004 or whatever. So it's interesting they are now making games like that. Then again, it's also a good thing because now you can actually kind of experience the games you might have missed. Alright, this motherfucker already started shooting at me. So my attempt to go there wasn't exactly successful. God damn it. Yeah, that's why I'm actually very much interested in Sands of Time. So I'm definitely interested in some of the remakes. For example, I missed the Mass Effect trilogy when it came out. Mainly, I guess, because I was playing World of Warcraft a lot of during those. During those days, so I wouldn't mind, for example, giving Mass Effect a chance now. And of course, there are plenty of other games which I have missed and which still interest me a lot. But of course, my interest is mostly focused on the new games, like Far Cry 6, Assassin's Creed Vikings, Cyberpunk. That is very true, Vladimir. And yeah, Yorkatur, I'm not so much worried about how they have how like you know kind of dated, but more like how they will work on the current generation of consoles. For example, I'd rather buy games for new consoles than old ones. I mean, technically speaking, I could just get, for example, Mass Effect trilogy um, on Xbox 360 from a friend, or buy it for PS3 or whatever. But to be honest, I'd rather not. I'd rather see the pimped version on a new console. So that's why I am very much into those remaster and remakes. Of course, they are not still like I mean, even if you do a good remaster, it still feels maybe a little bit outdated. But at least the graphics have gotten a boost and all that stuff. Well, once again, when the horse won't swim, you swim for yourself and take the horse afterwards. But I'm kind of glad that this remastering has happening, or I mean is happening, because the thing is, many players, especially the younger generation, have just missed so many good games. And while with music and well, movies, you really you don't do that. I mean, with music, you just can't buy an old vinyl or CD or fuck listen to the music on streaming service. That is not a problem. But with games which are maybe incompatible with the current generation of machines, be it PC or gaming consoles, it's a whole different thing. So with these remasters, at least younger generation has the possibility to play these games. So it's not like you have to buy the original Xbox or PS2 or whatever in order to play these games. So I think it's really a great thing that these remakes, remasters rather, take place. Oh, did you know that Kingpin is also being remastered? It's funny like how all the three Mafia games now got remastered. I remember how great the original Mafia game was. So really can't complain, but then again I don't see myself playing those Mafia games again because I mean there's so many games which I have just missed. So usually I don't play games for another time. There's some exceptions like when I decided to play the first Last of Us before I was playing The Last of Us 2. And basically the only reason was that I never had it played on PS4 and I kind of wanted to remind myself of the good story before heading to Last of Us 2. So it was enjoyable, but it wasn't that old. I mean, even though I played it like I don't know 6 or 7 years before, I still could remember so much that didn't really feel fresh.
Oi! Harbo!
I just wasted this ghost mode. God damn it. Yeah, Mafia 1 was really good, but I like very much Mafia 2 as well. Mafia 3 was actually enjoyable, better than what some of the reviews said. But it wasn't nearly as good as the first two Mafia games. But Mafia 1, just brilliant.
ここです。動くな。
あなたがいなければどうなってたことか。
さあ、早く逃げよう。
So anyway, even though it would be kind of a cool to play Mafia again, I know that I won't be doing that. Where is this guy trying to run? Gotta say, I don't even remember the soundtrack. So maybe indeed too many years have passed. But I remember there was a lot of metal kind of a remarks or pointers in Mafia game. It was kind of a clear that these guys were metalheads doing the game. Like a car called, I mean the name of the or brand of the car was Bolt, and then there was modeled after thrower, like Bolt thrower. So there are lots of metal things to spot in the Mafia game. And I remember how this story was kind of a very, very tragic. So it was really, really emotional and cool game. Oh damn, time really flies. I've already been over 40 minutes in the game and I probably gotta stop in 20 minutes or so. Yeah, probably check Metalheads, which was really cool. Yes, I did play other MMOs, but not that much. I mean, I played, for example, what the hell it was? Anarchy Online before World of Warcraft. Then I played this Dungeons and Dragons Online for a bit, maybe a couple of months. I kind of wanted to like that game so much because I mean I am a long time Dungeons and Dragons fan, and even though the world is kind of or all worlds in Dungeons and Dragons are kind of a cliche, but at least I know them. So all these monsters and gods and demons, so forth, I know them. So the lore is something that I can really kind of enjoy. So I wanted to like Dungeons and Dragons Online so much, but to be honest, it was quite shite. Very, very mediocre game in all. And since then, I really haven't touched MMOs because one of the things which really made me kind of regret. I mean, World of Warcraft. Let's put it this way: it's the best game I've ever played. So no regrets in that sense. I made a lot of friends through that game. I really enjoyed playing even the game as a kind of a single player content and all that. But I missed so many good single player games during those years. So instead of leveling all those secondary characters, alts, I kinda probably should have focused, you know, in single player games. That is something that I would do differently this time if I was still playing World of Warcraft or any other MMO. So instead just focus on one character, maximum two. And yeah, that's what I kind of feel annoyed about. I mean, during those 6 years when I played a lot of World of Warcraft, I missed so many single player games. Basically, the only ones which I really wanted to focus, despite of World of Warcraft, was games like Red Dead Redemption or GTA 4, because they were just so great.
ねじくれどこの下闇に草も多い
Yeah, definitely what you said, Yorkatur. I mean, when I was single, I was younger, all that stuff. World of Warcraft was the best thing that games could kind of offer. So I really enjoyed it. But now with family and so many other hobbies, and it wouldn't feel the same. All that raiding and all that stuff. So basically, I think I could enjoy doing just those kind of mm, well, like I said, dumbed down versions. I mean, I could enjoy doing just quests and all that stuff, and don't mind the raiding aspect. But I think it would probably stop around when I have reached maximum level and all that shit. Because there's not enough time to hone the skills to a level that you're actually that was some brutal combat. But yeah, I mean, I could imagine trying out some next MMO when the time comes. I actually was thinking about, for example, these Elder Scrolls Online, because even though I didn't think that Skyrim is like the best of single-player role-playing games or all that stuff, but it was still actually quite enjoyable, and I felt like I could maybe, do it in a relaxed ways. But then again, then I figured out, because I don't have that much time to play nowadays than, I don't know, some 10 years ago, I rather felt like maybe I just should focus on these great single player games with cool storylines and all that stuff. Well, exactly. I don't know how many hours I spent on Skyrim. I didn't notice it on Xbox, but I think it was something like 4 months. And 4 months with the greatest game ever wouldn't be that much. I mean, I wouldn't regret 4 months or even more, which I spent on Red Dead Redemption 2. But with Skyrim, and then I had more time to play. I mean, fuck. Skyrim started, some friend, I don't know if it was you actually, but it was someone on IRC, I remember talking, said nicely that Skyrim started as a 10 out of 10 games, It really was a great in the beginning. You were just like open world, wow, all these quests, all that freedom, all this character development and all that stuff. But in the end, you were like, okay, this is maybe 8 out of 10. And for the reasons you mentioned, so many random dungeons which are the same, and so many side quests which are totally meaningless. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure it was you. I remember we had this conversation back in 2009, 2010. And yeah, I pretty much agree with you. I mean, it was so enjoyable in the beginning, when you had no idea what your character will become. And all those places felt fresh. But when you were playing it more than that, it started to feel like I've seen this dungeon like 3 times already, and sometimes even those rewards
いかにして
for
蘭は八
those
重の場所を
quests were totally like random. So I went to
死な
pick
ず
up
に済む
this
とは
random family shield from a dungeon, and I was like, okay, let's do it. Let's kill some monsters, get some experience points and whatever. Oh, it's a boring quest, but okay, I'll get some reward. And then I get like 1 point of
島の
block
女子
skill.
が
I
猛
wasn't
虎
even,
を率いておったか
using block skill. I had like a two-handed fighter mage or whatever. So I was like, so you couldn't tell me before I accepted that quest that I would get a useless
あやつの出は
skill
麦の
point.
はずだぞ
So it's much like in real life. You do somebody's work, and only afterwards you get to hear like your payment isn't money, but some like, hey, you can have my old television. I don't need your old television. Like, what the fuck? So yeah, but I liked Skyrim quite a bit, but it's not like Red Dead Redemption or Grand Theft Auto or Ghost of Tsushima. Well, I guess this will be the last mission
友えめ
today
授けた技も明かし
for
た秘
me.
密も無駄に終わったわしも老いたな
Tomorrow I won't be playing Ghost of Tsushima because it's my role-playing gaming night with my friends.
いさかいの前友えを養子にとって跡取りにしようと考えておった
巴にとってそれは行幸であったはず
だが取り下げた
あやつが人殺しだから
わしが未熟だったからだ元の暮らしに戻してしまった
良い暮らしができる機会を取りこぼしさらに民を脅かすなど
皆まで言わずともよい
先生この先すべきことのお覚悟はありますか
まずは野営を探すぞこれ以上罪を重ねる前に止めねばいや巴が馴染みある地に戻ったということは捨て身なのであろうな
しかし味方は元という国ですぞ
修練場が潰れるたびハーンの心は離れるというもの
ならばくさびを打ち込み優位に立ちましょう
その末に巴が猛虎を見放したら
猛虎に対して弓を引くのであれば乗じるべき
気を許せばお主の背中に矢が打ち込まれるぞ
巴は大綱を脅かしていたそうですがあやつが若かった昔の話でしょう
成人する前だその年で賊と連れ立っておる
先生の手に余りそうだ
We're
妙なこ
playing
とはなかっ
Dungeons
た
and
のですか
Dragons
弟子入りしたばかり
5th
の
edition.
頃は懐に
And
小刀
much
を
like the
隠し
reasons why I
食料も
played
隠
the
れて貯
Dungeons
めて
and
おる
Dragons online, because actually we had a few of our
他
pen
に
and
もあった
paper
な
group playing the
だ
game.
があやつを後継ぎ
I mean, we have so many source
あえ
books,
て目をそらして
we know the world, we know the lore,
野営はこの近くだ
and there's plenty of good campaign adventures.
気を抜くな
So yeah,
馬を降りる
I'm not the biggest fan of the Dungeons and Dragons gaming world, but the game mechanics, they're so good flow, so fluid system, well balanced, and lots of tools
野営が見
online,
える場所を探す
lots of kind of wiki pages for Dungeons and Dragons and all that
国
stuff.
は同じか
何が見える
And since during Corona,
であろう
we have been playing these sessions
が的にされております
online,
ことと
like
思い出
remote,
し野営を襲う巴を見落としてないぞ
adopting
心得ております
ま
virtual
ずはお主から
tabletop.
行け
So we basically use Discord for chat, and then we just use virtual tabletop for There are plenty of good virtual tabletops, and many of them are obviously Dungeons and Dragons compatible because it's so common system. So yeah, there are definitely virtual tabletops specifically for many systems supported. And obviously Dungeons and Dragons is probably the most supported system, being the most popular, or at least I think it's most popular role-playing game system in the world. We are using one called Astral, which is very good because it actually helps us to manage, like micromanage all that game mechanics, dice rolls, ability checks, saving throws, hit points, all that kind of stuff so easily. And you can pretty much move on the map with dynamic lighting and all that stuff. So it's basically like you're playing games like Baldur's Gate but with real people. So obviously you have to do a lot like manually, but still I think you can pretty much get the feeling like you're playing a game like Baldur's Gate with dynamic lighting maps and all that stuff. Hello, is it Lucky? Yes, I do like Dead Spell Omega, but I'm one of those weird guys who actually like the original Dead Spell Omega releases. Like the two first ones are my favorite, and I don't really like the newer ones like Drought, MCD, and stuff like that so much. But yeah, I like Dead Spell Omega. And yeah, Yorkatur, it is really great because the maps which you can make, you can basically use any kind of role-playing map, and you just add grids and all that stuff. You just add grids and the virtual tabletop automatically adds this kind of dynamic lighting, so it decides what you can see and what not. So for example, if you close a door, you won't see, of course, through that door. The walls will kind of dictate what will you see, so it's really great. And you have grids, so you can pretty much move like in role-playing games, like counting those grids and all that stuff. And because the game mechanics are so easily done with the tabletop, it saves a lot of manual work. You can even just set up commands like attack with your main weapon, and it will automatically include the dice roll for hitting the target, as well as critical damage, normal damage, and all that stuff. Yeah, GM controls the map, and you can pretty much decide even if players can open the door or if not. So there are lots of choices when you can do. You can draw on the map in case you need to just point something like on the map. So plenty of cool stuff. And I know the Astral is just one of those virtual tabletops. We decided to go with that because it seemed, in comparison, very cool compared to some other ones. Like there was this D20 virtual tabletop called D20. That sounded very nice as well, but I think what really got me on the Astral side was that dynamic lighting, which is really cool effect. It's actually cooler than with your typical tabletop role-playing games because the dynamic lighting is very cool. So when you move on the map, it's much like playing those Baldur's Gate, Icewind Dale, those kind of games. And because with Discord you can always talk in real time with with your headphones on, like what your players are gonna do. So it actually is quite nice flow with the game. And we've been playing almost 50 sessions by now because we started already in March, I think. So we pretty much have almost 50 sessions in. So we know how things go smooth. Yeah, exactly so. So you just basically upload, normal grid map into the system, and then you just set up walls and all that stuff. And when you want to include monsters, you basically set up tokens.
酒井
You set
どうだっ
the
た
graphics for tokens, set up their names. So you can just like, okay, there's like 5 orcs. So you just create one orc token,
お主
set
を
how
逃
many
がした
hit
の
points it
飛び
has,
降りたのです
select an image for this
く
orc
だらん
token,
芝居に引っか
and
かり
then you
おって
multiply it as many
悩んで
times
お
as
る
you
ようでした
need, so you don't
何
have to
か
create
言われたのか
all those individual tokens
あなたが私を
like
裏切ると
manually.
さあ
Like
よ
if you
と
need
い
some 20
お主の
goblins,
方がくさび
create
を打
one
ち込まれた
goblin
な
token,
よく聞い
select
ておる
hit points and image
Yeah.
for it,
聞いてみ
set
た
the name for the goblin,
そう
and then multiply it
と
by
もあれ
20.
次に
And
こ
then
の
you
わ
just
しを疑う時
basically
は
drag
まず
them to the position where they
己
are
に
in the
問うて
cave
み
or
よ
room or whatever place. So it's really cool. I can actually
思いを
explain it
諦めておらん
sometime
おそ
in
ら
a
くしたい
video
のかい
maybe. I could,
もうこの機
for
嫌を取る
example,
だ
show on
見つけ
Rauta
ましょう
Beyond like how it is done and what can you do with it. So it would make more sense rather than just explain it here. It is really cool, but it's really geeky shit. So unless you're a role player, you really don't need that information. But I can show it someday and make it to a video. And of course, there are plenty of information on Astral's site and Discord and whatever. But yeah, role playing is made nice and easy, even though if you don't live in the same city with your friends. So basically, despite people living in various countries, you could do that. Well, I could stream, but I know that my friends probably wouldn't, like it. First of all, we play in Finnish, and my friends are not too shabby about the idea that like we would be, their voices would be included as well. I don't know. I actually have suggested that it would be cool to stream, but like I said, we speak Finnish, so it wouldn't make sense to people outside Finland anyway. And I don't know. Probably my friends just wouldn't like it. But even without friends, it's really easy to kind of stream that stuff. So basically, I could make a video about it, like show how it's done. But I could basically stream it as well. Yeah, I mean, why not? You can, of course, stream anything. It's pretty cool. All right, time's up. I really need to head to bed because it's work day. Get some new albums to listen to and review. Of course, need my day job to take care. And, of course, bench press in the evening. So, plenty of stuff to do. Anyway, it was nice to have you with this short session on Ghost of Tsushima. Probably back to gaming, I would say, on Wednesday or Tuesday. I am not so sure yet. thank you, Vladimir. Thank you, Yorka, and the rest of you who never said a word. And catch you later with more streams. I will be updating about these streams. Good night and bye bye.